Welcome back everyone, and it's time to go balls deep. And in this video I am going to explain how Mirio will be able to get his quirk back after losing it against Overhaul, or let's say where the creator of My Hero Academia has foreshadowed the fact that Lemillion will return. We will also go over some analysis using big brain syndrome and bold deep prediction quirk per se on how the ending of My Hero Academia is shaping up to be. As we understand, Eri has the ability to bring people's quirks back, as this was theorized by the characters in the show themselves, as her quirk involves the power of rewind, which reverses a living individual's body back to a previous state. This allows her to heal injuries and undo bodily modifications. Now in chapter 156, she has even shown the ability to rewind someone's body to a point before they even existed, as she did this to her own father.
Yeah, it's rewind time.
Before we get started, we want to thank Machine Zone for sponsoring this video with their exciting new game, Crystalborn Heroes of Faith. Yes guys, forget everything you know about mobile games, because Machine Zone just released this epic new gacha RPG. It's one of the most impressive RPG games I have played, from collecting exclusive heroes, fighting the unique bosses, to being able to PvP with your friends from around the world. This game even has guilds where you can team up and engage in guild arena PvP. Personally, I really like to work on my team as I start a new game, as things get pretty tactical, like certain heroes complement each other more than others. In Crystalborn, you can also upgrade your heroes in so many unique ways, like using ability books or consuming other heroes. Different consumables for heroes are also available through various battle modes. Basically, you will be rewarded for PvP battles and even guild conquest. Crystalborn has so many ways for you to enhance your heroes and collect new ones if you want to change up your game. There is so much to explore, and right now Crystalborn is the top new featured game on the Apple Store, so you guys aren't just taking our word. So make sure to check out the link below and download the game today. Guys, this game is totally free to download and is available on both iOS and Android. Use our link below to download Crystalborn yourself. You lot will be helping us out as well by doing so.
Now, since we know My Hero Academia is a story that is based on the clash of ideologies, and Horikoshi stated himself that he wants to show the perspective of what makes a hero and a villain on all aspects of life. Shigaraki wants to tear apart society, whilst Deku wants to glue everything together. These two characters juxtapose each other in their values, with a striking contrast in their outlook on what all might help build, as everything is connected to him, creating a society with a certain ideology that begs a reliance on heroes. Eri's backstory is similar to Shigaraki, because he also manifested his quirk that ended up killing his own family by mistake, whilst Eri mistakenly killed her own father. However, due to circumstance, no hero saved Shigaraki, and he went into despair, thus All For One had his grasp on his fate. On the other hand, Eri, suffering the same problem, going through the same trauma, is being saved by the heroes who are Mirio and Deku, in which they will help her in the opposite way, causing an effect of what Shigaraki could have had if someone was there for him. So you see it, right? The moral dichotomy which Horikoshi is dissecting is the aspect of what makes a hero a hero. Now, the first sign we see that Mirio will receive his quirk back is the fact that Aizawa theorized that Eri should be able to rewind the state of his body back to the point where he still had his quirk. Aizawa isn't the type of character that gives false hope to his students, as he said even if Eri's quirk does not work, they would try other means of bringing it back. The other means Aizawa could be talking about is the serum that Overhaul created to monopolize the market if his plan was successful. In a flashback in chapter 158, Chisaki said that he would sell the serum to the heroes while selling the guns and bullets to the villains, and that would help him control the market. So this insinuates the idea that both serum and bullets are developed from Eri's quirk and blood. This may also confirm that Overhaul, in his experiments, he found out that Eri is able to rewind a rewind, meaning the limitations of her quirk are unimaginable. For example, the heroes can negotiate for him to receive his hands back that Shigaraki destroyed once Eri learns to control her powers. Eri has the ability to heal anyone she desires. Why wouldn't Overhaul want to get his powers back and get payback on Shigaraki, right? The heroes may decide to do this so that they can learn the serum formula from Overhaul, as they would need it against Shigaraki anyway in the war, as he has requested Deku's Dr. Garaki to reproduce the quirk erasing bullets for mass production against the heroes. If Shigaraki Shigaraki can use the quirk destroying bullets against the heroes without any countermeasures from the heroes, then the world pretty much is at a loss. So no matter what, Eri will eventually have to harness her quirk and a serum would have to be developed. Another sign why Mirio will receive his quirk back is because Night Eye, before he passed away, he used his quirk foresight to see his future. He smiles and says Mirio will be an outstanding hero and he is part of the future that is absolutely not possible that he wants it to change at all. Now of course we can assume this means Lemillion will return, but it also backs up the fact that Mirio is one of the integral people in Eri's life to help her save the world from the quirk singularity theory, in which great destruction will come upon the world. This will therefore fulfill Mirio's goal and dream of saving at least 1 million people's lives as a hero. What better way of doing it by playing a pivotal role in stopping a calamity of people not being able to control their quirks and dying. In chapter 131 of the manga, where All Might informs Deku the prediction of his death, it's stated that Night Eye has the capability to look years ahead into someone's future, but the only problem is that the accuracy in the actual timing may be off. So in chapter 161, Night Eye explains that the future he sees can be changed due to the belief that Midoriya and everyone had to make something better to occur. And it's the energy of plot convenience, of course, that allows Deku to use Talk no Jutsu and defeat Overhaul. This allows him to change destiny. Anyway, Mirio is definitely part of this energy that allowed for the future to occur, and his literal cape was part of the fight as some sort of symbolism. So either Mirio gets his quirk back, becomes a teacher just like his sensei, or saves the world with Eri, maybe all three. So now let's talk about how Eri will train and get to the level where she can control her quirk. As we saw in chapter 257, where Aizawa tells us that he has been training Eri, it is really hard for Eri to train as her quirk only works on human beings and she doesn't seem to have much control of it. So Aizawa must be there at all times for the safety of her and the possible entire area, because she is broken as shit. The logistics, the morality of everything that her quirk does, it's insane. Another thing that makes it difficult for Eri to train and progress fast is that her quirk is an accumulation type. An accumulation quirk is a power where to use the ability of the quirk, you need to have something stored up, like with One for All, where it stores up all the user's strength and previous users, or like Fat Absorption, where it absorbs fat. In chapter 217, Aizawa wants Mirio and Izuku to accompany Eri and for Nato to try and copy her quirk. This is some big brain play thinking for him, but his plans are thwarted when Nato can only copy Eri's horn and can't replicate her rewind ability. Nato ends up apologizing for not being able to help more, but Aizawa thanks him for trying. He then explains to Mirio and Deku that as Eri doesn't understand how to properly use her power, he hoped Nato's copy quirk would help her and make it easier for her to learn her powers. Nato uses the accumulation explanation to state why he did not use One for All when he copied Deku's power in the sports festival, and the same problem is occurring here yet again. This means that Eri's power is storing something that allows her to rewind time. They have to figure out what it is that allows her to rewind time for her training to be effective. Like bruh, if Fat Gum didn't know he has to get fat for his quirk to work, then how will his training benefit him, right? So now the first conclusion I came to after realizing Eri's quirk is accumulation type was exactly what you're thinking. It's time, right? Anime Balls Deep, it must be accumulating time. I got Balls Deep prediction quirk, right? No, son! Eri's quirk storing time does not make sense if you think about it the first time when she used her power. We learned that Eri made her father disappear at a young age. So if her quirk uses time it stores to work, then how is she making her father disappear when she is just a baby or 4 years old? She barely got any time stored up. But you could say that she is utterly broken and her quirk is like storing 1 second of her existence and translating to rewinding someone 100 years, and then that means if she stores enough time, she will be able to make Bakugo time travel, right? Which will then cause him to get One for All and save the world. That means Bakugo has One for All confirmed. Moving on, after Overhaul found out about Eri and started doing experiments with her, he took over the organization in hopes of using Eri's quirk into a weapon. Through unknown means, he discovered that her blood had the properties that suppress the body's abilities to manifest the quirk factor, which allows people to get their quirk. He manufactured them into bullets that inject their target with Eri's blood when shot. He did this by destroying Eri with his quirk and overhauling her over and over and over again. Because of this traumatic past and the fact that she was being used to cause pain for others, she says that everyone would be better off if she didn't have her ability. But Deku tells her that it was her power that saved him during the Overhaul fight, telling her that she is wrong. In chapter 217, he explains that the power is all about how you use it, comparing it to how a knife is dangerous initially, but when used right can make all kinds of food, and saying her power is absolutely amazing. Eri replies by saying that she would try her very best after all. However, she also feels at fault for taking away the quirk and future of a person who tried his best to save her at a time when she felt worthless. Her action of jumping from Overhaul's grasp and catching Mirio's cape speaks more about her character development than that of Konohamaru in Boruto.
Know your fucking place, trash.
Catching that cape meant that she had finally shaken off Overhaul's manipulations and was ready to venture outside of her terrible life. Now let's go a bit more balls deep into the accumulation part of Eri's quirk. Accumulation type quirks are powers that in order to function properly require the user accumulating something ahead of time, such as power, energy, mass, or a particular resource. We can gather that Eri's horn is accumulating something, as Midoriya said that her horn was bigger than last time in chapter 217. Skipping a few chapters ahead in 241 Christmas time, where it's the first moment she has experienced giving presents out, Deku points out yet again that Eri's horn keeps getting bigger and bigger. This is mentioned multiple times as if Horikoshi is trying to tell us something. In the Endeavor internship in chapter 246, we see a double page spread of all the characters. Eri is shown once again with a horn even bigger than last time, like it's almost complete. Now this makes sense because this is why in chapter 257, Aizawa finally says Eri is ready to train. Eri is also the future of the hero world. Her quirk is so powerful that is likely to save the heroes from the quirk singularity the doctor mentioned. The theory states that quirks will become stronger than the human bodies that they can handle, which will cause the extinction of humanity. We have proven in our other My Hero Academia videos that this singularity theory is basically coming true with how the story is being played out. This is why it's so important for you to smash that notification button and join the Anime Balls Deep community as we cover this series on a weekly basis. Please get this video to at least maybe 10 to 15,000 goddamn likes and I'll explain how All Might will die in the future, and I love you guys and I appreciate for the support you give us. Anyway, if Overhaul is able to create quirk destroying bullets through Eri's blood and quirk, that means there is a way where they will be able to control the strength of the bullet. We see this when Twice tried to clone the bullets, but his came out to be less effective. And for example, let's say there's some dude that has a quirk where his teeth are big ass blades and he goes insane and it's affecting his life, he can't live anymore. Oh wait, there's already a dude like that called Moonfish. They inject him with Eri's blood and can control how much of his ability to take away. This will basically save humanity, and what better way to cap off Eri's character arc than coming full circle, but this time she is used to not take away people's happiness or hope, but to give them those things, as she will be saving the world from death since quirks are destroying people from the inside. Eri will likely return Mirio's quirk first, as she owes him for saving her life. However, for all of these things to happen, Eri must figure out what is the thing that her horn is accumulating. Also, Eri must get over her traumatic past just like Twice did, which allows her quirk to become more stable and powerful. It's clearly evident that when her horn grows larger, it's been active, and instability is caused by her emotions, which causes her not to control it, right? But if she is calm and realizes the triumph of society she can bring, it will help the war against Shigaraki. For example, Hawk stated in chapter 258 when he realized Twice has gotten over his trauma and mental barrier. He stated that Twice is actually the most dangerous weapon for Shigaraki, as his quirk is utterly broken and its uses are unstoppable for Nomu's, bullets, or even more. However, the same thing can be said about Eri when the heroes fix her mentality. She would be able to return Mirio's powers, fix the singularity theory within society, counter the quirk erasing bullets Shigaraki will use in the war, and even more. Now I know what you're probably thinking, can she restore All Might back to his previous state? Well, theoretically she would be able to do so, but All Might will not have one for all yet again, because the accumulation of the quirk will not be there, right? And the embers have been passed on to Midoriya, already established to us multiple times. I mean, if she does reform All Might to his original figure where he is healed, wouldn't that just destroy all the foreshadowing of his death that is coming soon? Shigaraki has declared multiple times that he would definitely kill All Might no matter what. This is why Horikoshi is building Eri's character up as a child that went to UA Festival and has a sensei type figure in her life that guides her correctly in the form of Aizawa, Midoriya, and Mirio. She is the opposite story of what Shigaraki Shigaraki could have been, and her trauma will be healed, which will then fix her quirk. Horikoshi said in an interview that he doesn't even know if My Hero Academia will make it to the 2nd or 3rd year of UA high school, so the conclusion on Eri's training must be soon, or they must be planning a time skip for Deku to become an adult where he declares in the future that he's the #1 hero of Japan. He can't be the #1 hero as a 16-year-old. Alright, so that's my balls deep analysis on how Mirio will get his quirk back, and also why Eri is so pivotal to hero society and the world as a whole. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below, and follow me on social media such as Twitter or Instagram to get behind the scenes and staying in the loop. Alright guys, so I'll see you guys next time.